We've had some massive updates the last several weeks, and this week is no different. Square Enix dropped a full recap video retelling the events of Final Fantasy VII Remake, which will also be viewable from the main menu of Rebirth. The video is narrated by none other than Red 13, and I don't care what anyone says, but he is 100% telling this story to his children. At least that's my headcanon. In addition to the recap video, we got a new look at 2 locations, characters, some additional info on combat, and more. And guys, for all future Final Fantasy updates, theories, and other content, please consider subscribing so you don't miss out. We have 2 brand new screenshots of Calm and Mithril Mines along with a small description. Calm is a halcyon hamlet kept safe from the outside world by a sturdy stone wall. Although it lacks a reactor of its own, it thrives thanks to a steady supply of Mako piped from Midgar, which is visible from atop the town's favorite clock tower. Calm looks beautiful. I've always loved Calm's design ever since the original, and I have to say they did it justice. Its architecture looks incredible. The way they managed to bring it to life is just insane. Mithril Mine, a once bustling mine that connects the grasslands with Junon. Though once prized for its rich mithril deposits, the quarry fell into disuse after Shinra developed a superior mineral of their own, and the miners that once worked its tunnels have been replaced with monsters. I gotta say, I love how we're getting expanded lore on areas and other things in the world of Final Fantasy VII. This rich world building and storytelling isn't really something they could pull off in 1997. I look forward to more info dumps like this that give us more background information on the world and people of Rebirth. Next up, we have a closer look at some new characters, and one of them is a brand new character. Broden is the owner and operator of the inn at Calm. He bears a grudge against Shinra and offers to help Cloud and his friends escape their would-be captors. His gaunt appearance may be due to his recent bout with an unknown illness. Expanding on NPCs and adding new ones was a fantastic choice. These NPCs will truly make the world of Final Fantasy VII feel like a living, breathing world. Even though a lot of the characters we meet along the way might seem minor, they'll feel like real, genuine people. I hope we learn more about Broden's illness, and I'm going to go ahead and guess he won't be the first person we come across that has this sickness. The first things that come to mind are geostigma or Mako poisoning. I don't think it's Mako poisoning simply because Mako poisoning seems well known for the most part. Mako junkies are known to experience it, and other people have experienced it, such as Jesse's father. It seems like a well-documented illness, so I think we can rule that one out, unless of course it's only well-documented in Midgar, and parts outside of Midgar don't know what it is. Geostigma was the result of people coming into contact with infected portions of the lifestream during the final events of the original game. These parts were infected with Genova's mimetic legacy. It's also worth mentioning, in the novel On the Way to a Smile, Sephiroth describes traveling the world in the lifestream, leaving his mark on those with vulnerable spirits, which in turn spreads despair and leaves more people open to infection. It doesn't make sense for it to be geostigma at this moment in time though, unless the new proto-relics have something to do with it. I'll get into the proto-relics a little later in this video. If Broden's illness truly is geostigma, then this is yet another thing that lines up with my theory. I'll leave a link in the description if you're interested. Regardless of what his illness is, I'm excited to interact with him. I can't wait to see him help us out of Calm the moment Shinra troops show up to capture us. The rest of the characters we've already seen, but let's briefly look over their descriptions. First up, we have Rhonda. She's the mayor and sheriff of Under Junon, and as with most people we meet, Shinra had a negative impact on her life. Despite the party being alleged terrorists, she allows them to pass through. She gives me some serious Martha vibes from Final Fantasy XVI. I'm not entirely sure why, but she does. I'm looking forward to interacting with her and learning more about her. Priscilla looks adorable and is well known as the girl training the dolphin from the original game. Really nothing new here other than Shinra polluting the surrounding waters, causing Priscilla to worry about her dolphin friend and other aquatic creatures. And finally, we have Billy and Chloe, the siblings and grandchildren of Bill. They lost their parents at a young age and were raised by Bill. Everyone looks so good, and I look forward to more character information in the future. Alright, on to the combat. We have a ton of new information, so let's take a look. Red 13 slashes at foes with his sharp claws. Hold down the button to unleash a wide range of attacks that helps build the ATB quickly. He boasts a vast range of skills from lightning-fast physical strikes to ranged magical attacks. Stardust Ray conjures an exploding orb of light that scorches all foes. His close-range combat sounds a little similar to Tifa. If I needed to build up ATB quickly, Tifa was my go-to. Red 13's unique ability is called Vengeance Mode, and it sounds pretty sick. Block incoming attacks to fill the gauge and unleash that energy to enter Vengeance Mode. This mode enhances his physical attacks and evasive prowess while absorbing some of the enemy's HP, all without expending ATB. I wonder how long Vengeance Mode lasts. It looks like the gauge may deplete once activated, but how long that lasts is unknown. I wonder if you burn the gauge quicker by using Siphon Fang too. Either way, I can't wait to play as him. Aerith's unique ability sounds amazing and I can't wait to use it. Basically, you can instantly warp to any sigils she created. This is extremely OP, and I can't wait to avoid enemy attacks by teleporting to another sigil followed up with some massive damage. This is a serious improvement from a unique ability in Remake. Let's take a look at the synergy abilities. So one thing I want to point out is it says more abilities will unlock as you increase the party level, a numerical expression of how closely knit your team is, and deepen the affinity between party members. This kind of reminds me of leveling your confidants in Persona. As their level increased, more abilities were available to you. Hamaguchi has been putting a huge emphasis on creating bonds with your party members, and this statement further supports that. Participating in side quests and other content with your party members will be vital to unlocking awesome synergy abilities. And here we have a couple new abilities shown. Cloud and Tifa have an ability called Relentless Rush, where Cloud launches Tifa toward an enemy to attack in tandem. Barret and Red 13 have an ability called Overfang, in which Barret sends Red 13 flying toward an enemy at high velocity. Synergy skills are where two members can team up and activate useful abilities without consuming ATB. These commands can be executed while blocking and provide a wide array of beneficial effects. Each pair has their own set of abilities, some deal damage, others offer support. For Cloud and Aerith's Spellblade, gather strength, then team up to unleash a charged magical attack. For Barret and Cloud's Mad Dash, team up to charge forward while guarding against incoming attacks. Activate in sequence to trigger a 3-hit combo. So maybe I'm overthinking this, but it kind of sounds like synergy abilities are basically the limit breaks of the synergy mechanic, whereas synergy skills are just more skills used in battle in addition to your ATB skills. Sounds pretty awesome to me. The summon mechanic looks pretty similar to Remake, but we did get a new Leka Kujata. He looks pretty sick, and it looks like he'll maintain his fire, ice, and lightning affinity. I can't wait to see him in action. Also, this picture cracks me up. This little guy knows he's screwed. Let's take a look at world intel. Data points accumulated in your travels can be spent to develop useful new materia. This sounds very similar to acquiring materia from the combat simulator in Remake. Some offer access to spells of multiple affinities, while others grant the use of unique abilities. It all sounds great to me, and I'm pumped to try out the new materia. Referring to the picture, we can see a fire and ice materia, which is pretty cool, auto cast materia, and auto unique materia, which were obviously created with the AI in mind. And we have the classic morph materia. This is all looking so good. A new element in Rebirth known as proto-relics sounds very interesting. Proto-relics are artifacts of unknown origin that emit a unique signal. These elusive antiquities are hidden throughout the world, but with the aid of activated Remna Wave Towers, Chadley should be able to point you in their direction. Be warned, however, they seem to alter space-time and are known to cause strange phenomena. Honestly guys, I'm not sure what to expect of them, but based off this picture, I guess it's possible we'll get references to past battles or events that took place in Remake. Or perhaps we'll get glimpses of what's happening in Zack's timeline? I mean hell, Ever Crisis introduced the portal materia, so maybe it's something similar to that. Honestly, I have no idea. But one thing I want to go ahead and predict is Gilgamesh will be a super boss and will likely appear with the last proto-relic. Hopefully we'll get some more information on them soon because I'm definitely intrigued. We've already had a glimpse at Choco Boutiques, but I just want to point out that gear will impact your Chocobo's performance in Chocobo races. I love Chocobo racing in the original, and I can't wait to see how much they've improved it. We have a new difficulty mode as well. This sounds awesome as long as they pulled it off well, which I'm sure they did, but still. Instead of hard mode, we now have a dynamic mode in which enemies grow stronger as your characters do. This is perfect for players who want things to remain somewhat challenging throughout the game, but again, it all depends on if they scaled things well. If I'm being honest, I'd still love just a straight hard mode available from the start in addition to this new mode. Perhaps once completing the game, hard mode will become available. I doubt it, but we'll see. I'm probably going to start off with dynamic mode immediately to try out the brand new mode. It sounds great. And finally, let me present to you the brand new image of Aerith looking up at the Highwind, just as she was in the original key art. This image is absolutely beautiful. I seriously can't believe we're about 3 months away from release. Each time we get new information, the content always exceeds my expectations. I don't even need to play the damn game to know it'll be my game of the year. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and please consider subscribing. Let me know in the comment section if you guys plan on trying out dynamic mode from the start. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.